What's up, people? I just recently downloaded Phasmaphobia a couple of weeks ago, and I'm straight up tweaking on this game. Like, bro, if you're one of the real ones chosen to be the dude to sit in the dark with the spirit box, this is how I'll be praying for you tonight, because I feel your pain. Regardless, while I'm straight up losing my mind for playing the exact same map over and over again to try and get leveled up so I can move on to maps like Sunny Meadows, I've realized, holy smokes, I've learned a ton about this game. So, in today's video, I'm going to share with you what I learned after playing Phasmaphobia for 20 hours, not straight, but in total. Alright, let's start with 5 hours in the game. When I first booted up Phasmaphobia, I had no idea what I was getting into. The first thing I learned was how to survive the hunts. Trust me, it took countless attempts and deaths to figure out what the heck a hunt actually was, because up till this point, all I had played was a tutorial, which helped, but I wouldn't say it prepared me enough for the touching I will receive in the hunts. So the first thing I would say in surviving hunts is when you first enter the house, take note of all the closets, lockers, and rooms with doors. These are your safe spots. The moment you hear that heartbeat or see your flashlight flickering, it's time to boogie to the nearest closet and shut that door behind you. Also, turning off all your equipment is also extremely helpful in not being mauled. Another thing I learned in these first 5 hours was the importance of communication with the boys. Just calling out sightings, evidence, and different things we need helps so much in figuring out what the ghost actually was, but also making sure that we're all on the same page. Though it's kind of annoying because we're all little bitches and camp the van most of the game, so it's usually only one of us going in, only to get ravaged by the ghost. Moving on to around the 10-hour mark, we started exploring different maps. This is where we came upon the god-forsaken Sunny Meadows. This place is actually hell, especially for new players. The only thing I can think of that would be worse is... Anyway, this is where equipment was so important. At this point, we were just running the default loadout, but with how dark most locations are, having only one torch in the van was probably not the play. I found it handy to use the custom loadout tabs, which just allows me to bring everything we need for the game without having to go through it each time. But yeah, I think also at this time I developed not only a growing anger for the amount of sprinting my character could do before being on the verge of passing out, but also a feel for the maps, learning where cursed possessions are for the basic maps and also unlocking intermediate mode. At hour 15, I began to understand how the game actually operates, and the most efficient methods to take for each hunt. By this time, I had most things unlocked except for the 2 Sunny Meadows maps, and learnt that EMF is probably my favorite piece of equipment. I also found that it was beneficial to just enter the house, place all the equipment down, and keep going back and forth from the van and the house until all the equipment is brought in before starting to look for the ghost's favorite room. This was beneficial as it saved time, as we didn't have to keep running back and forth to get equipment, but also probably saved us a bunch as we had the incenses on hand ready to ward off the ghost people. At this time, I also tried farming experience a lot in Camp Woodwind, and I'll be frank, this did not go well at all. To be fair, with the ghost moving like the Flash out here, there wasn't really much I could have done, but I did get 1 out of the 1,000 I did, so that was helpful in unlocking the last maps and also getting final bits of equipment. Finally, at the 20-hour mark, I really only improved my knowledge on the game, such as what ghosts do what and certain characteristics of each ghost. During this time, we grinded 13 Willow Street a bunch until I eventually unlocked hard mode, which is what I have been playing on. Also, since starting on these modes, looking where the fuse box is on the map has been extremely helpful as it saves us from wandering in the dark for too long. Well, there you have it, I suppose, what I learned from my first 20 hours on Phasmaphobia. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, peace out.